So I hope you enjoyed yesterday's show where we talked about meal frequency. So now you know the importance of eating 6 meals per day or eating within every 3 hours. So we're training today, so make sure that you eat a meal about an hour before we hit the workout. So today we've got legs, shoulders and abs. Remember to take your glutamine before your workout. And if you're really wanting to increase your strength, take your creatine as well. So you're going to warm up for 5 to 10 minutes before we go into that workout, and I'll meet you in the gym. First exercise that we're doing today is the narrow squat. So find yourself a power rack like the one in the picture. You'll probably remember this exercise from last week. And put a belt on like Jim is demonstrating here to help support your lower back. So remember to put a couple of plates on the floor because you're going to be doing a narrow stance squat. And this will help keep your heels up so you don't stretch your Achilles tendons and bend over with your back. So this will help you keep your back straight whilst performing the exercise. Now this is the last time that we'll see this exercise because next week we'll be featuring a new exercise. And remember, we've only got 9 more leg workouts to do after this day, so make sure that every single one of these workouts count. So remember, first set is a warm-up set, just to get the mobility in your joints and the blood into the muscles. So do about 12 to 15 reps until you feel warm, and then we can rack the weights and start with the first set. So place some weights on the bar, but you'll feel that you'll get to failure at around 15 repetitions or maybe a bit more. Put the collars on to make sure the weights don't slide off, and place the bar onto your traps or the upper portion of your back. Just be sure that you don't put the bar onto your neck, as this could cause some damage to your spine. So slowly go down until your hamstrings are parallel to the floor, keeping your back straight and your head up all the time. Pushing through your heels and your toes, making sure that your knees follow the direction of your toes as well at a narrow stance. So breathe in on the way down and breathe out on the way back up. Make sure you rest for about 45 seconds to a minute, then perform 2 more sets to absolute failure, and then you can remove the weights, put them back, and then we can go on to the next exercise. So the next exercise is a hack squat. So a hack squat machine looks like this. You're going to put some weight onto the bar straight away and go into your first set, because remember, you've already warmed up now by doing squats. Again, this is going to be a narrow stance, so we're really putting the emphasis on the outer portion of the upper thigh. This will give a better sweep to the thigh and give the illusion of a narrower waist and a more complete leg development. So place your hands across your chest like Jim is demonstrating here. Make sure that your back is flat against the pad, and you go down until your hamstrings are parallel to the foot pad, and then back up. Breathe in on the way down and breathe out on the way back up. Once you've completed 3 sets to absolute failure, whilst resting for about 45 seconds between each set, you can remove the weights, and now we can move on to the new featured exercise of the week. So the new exercise is a seated hamstring curl. The hamstring curl machine looks like what you can see in the picture here. Make sure that you adjust the heel pad and the pad that Jim is pushing down onto his thighs here to make sure that he doesn't slide forward into the pad. You can push against the hand grips as well to further stop you from sliding forward. So curl your legs in until your heels come close to your butt, and then extend out. Just before the weight hits the stack, bring the legs back in. So keep squeezing the backs of your legs, the area that we're working, the hamstrings. Breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way back up. Do 3 sets to absolute failure, and that's legs completed. So next up we got shoulders, and we'll start doing the dumbbell rear raises. Again, you did this last week, so you should be quite confident about doing this movement correctly now. Just look at Jim just to make sure that you are performing this perfect. Keeping your back flat, bending over at your lower back, and supporting your weight on your slightly bent legs. Keep your palms facing towards you at all times. Bring your arms out to the sides and then down, and repeating this movement for your warm-up set of around 15 repetitions. Once you've completed that set, it's time to go a little bit heavier, where you're going to reach failure at around 12 repetitions. So grab that heavier weight, keep your back flat, breathe out on the way up, breathe in on the way down, until you've gone to absolute failure, and then put the weights back after you've completed 2 more sets of this exercise, totaling to 3. So now the shoulders are warmed up, we can go straight into the first set of our second exercise, which is front dumbbell raises. Make sure your palms are facing into your sides and you're alternating each arm as you come up to eye level and then back down. Keeping your back straight, keeping your torso still and not swinging on this movement at all. Breathe out on the way up, breathe in on the way down. Breathe out on the way up, breathe in on the way down. Complete 3 sets of this exercise and make sure that you rest for about 45 seconds in between. And then once you've finished, you can put the dumbbells back before we move on to our final exercise for shoulders, which is our new featured movement, barbell military press. So approach your power similar to what's pictured, and then put some weights onto the Olympic bar. So make sure that you put the collars on the bar to stop the weights from sliding off, like Jim is demonstrating here. Then you're going to sit into your military seat. Then you're going to grab the barbell at slightly wider than shoulder grip, and then you're going to bring the bar down to your front just below the chin. Your arms should be a little further than a right angle when you come down, and then lock out on the way back up. Breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up. Make sure that you reach absolute failure at around 10 to 12 repetitions. So when I say failure, that means you cannot rep out 1 more rep. Repeat this process twice more so that you total to 3 sets. And then you place the weights back onto the weights tree. And that's it for legs and shoulders. The last exercise of the day is a new exercise for lower abs. This is called hanging leg raises. So you're going to seat yourself into a hanging leg machine like the one pictured. And then as Jim is demonstrating, put your forearms on the pads and place your hands over the grips. Place your ankles together, keep your knees slightly bent, and then bring your hips and your legs up. Your feet should be just below eye level at the top of the movement, and then you go all the way down for a full stretch. Make sure that you breathe out on the way up and breathe in on the way back down. Now you should do this exercise to absolute failure. There's no particular rep range, just keep going until you can't do another rep, then rest for about 45 seconds to a minute. Then you can repeat this exercise twice more to complete 3 sets, and that's it for today, and I'll see you back at the office. That was a tough workout, wasn't it? So make sure that you have your whey protein shake and your Vitago to ensure those legs get recovered. So now you've got the whole weekend to recover, but remember you've still got your cardio. Make sure that you eat your 6 meals or eat within every 3 hours and take your supplements, and I'll see you here bright and early next week.